All right, so here's the software stack that's literally going to run your entire Amazon business for you. Now, these are recommended, obviously, but in my opinion, you need these, okay? So let's get out of the way first and foremost. You do not need a repricer. You don't need to pay monthly for a repricer. The Amazon repricer does the job just fine. Now, contrary to what other people will tell you, they go out, when you're drop shipping on listings like we're going to do, you don't need a repricer. If you're doing something else where you're scaling up with millions of dollars of inventory and buying wholesale or something like that, or, you have a private label, well, you wouldn't need a repricer for private label. Or like if you're scaling up with like an arbitrage store and you have a bunch of inventory, then a repricer and investing in a repricer that's like hundreds of dollars a month means, a lot more than it does for us, right? So we don't necessarily need that, especially when you're starting. The repricers can literally get up to like $500 a month, or they can be as low as like 20 or 30 or $40 a month, but you don't need one. Amazon has one in the back end of Seller Central. I'm going to show you how to use it. It works 100% well. It works free. You don't need to pay for it. And I'm going to show you how to use it. It's literally what I use. I don't even use a repricer. I used to recommend Be Cool because it was a cheaper version of a repricer, worked well, but honestly, I've seen success. I've scaled my store up past $10,000 a month, literally just using Amazon's repricer. So it's not like you need anything special, and it's not like you really need to compete. The difference between the other ones is they'll reprice your items. They'll do the same thing that the Amazon one will, but they'll also take other data into account of like the other sellers on the listing, their inventory levels. So it's really kind of using like AI with the other ones, but you don't need any of that. All you need to do is a repricer that Amazon will have, which will either match the lowest price or match the buy box price. Those are the two keys that we're going to do, and Amazon's works perfectly fine. Okay, I'll show you how to use that in this course. Okay, so you don't need a repricer. Let's get that out of the way. Now, the next thing that we're going to cover, and we're going to go at this backwards, I guess. I don't know why, but Spot and Paste is a copy paste software. Once you scale up and you're doing and processing a lot of orders, and even in the beginning, this is going to be a no-brainer. It's going to save you a lot of time and make your life so much easier. So let me give you an example. So this is an example of a past sale that I made. And obviously once it's been like enough time has elapsed, you can't actually see the buyer's address. Amazon only gives you the buyer's address pre-sale. And then once you obviously, mark it shipped, then you can no longer see the address after an extended period of time. So typically this would be like Megan, and then you'd have her street address and then Pleasant Hill, California. So what Spot and Paste does is it pops up right here. You can also see it right up here, Spot and Paste. And what it does is it copies this. So it copies the address. And then when you're on your supplier's website, there will be a little paste button where you can come up and you just paste the address into the supplier's website. And it saves you so much time. It's so easy. It's $10 a month. I highly recommend this. For $10 a month, it's going to save you exorbitant amount of time, right? Because your time is worth way more than $10 an hour, right? Well, this is going to save you hours, if not literally like multiple hours. And it's gonna make your life so much easier, right? Especially once you start processing a lot of orders. Get this, it's a no-brainer. The next thing that we're going to cover is Source Mogul. So this is a must. Source Mogul is the number one way that I find products on retail suppliers, even obscure retail suppliers. Now, I've mastered this. I used to use this for online arbitrage. I now use it for drop shipping, and I'm going to show you how to use Source Mogul to find endless profitable products pretty much that you can then obviously, what it does is it goes out and it compares Amazon listings, finds the on other specific retail suppliers, finds that listing on the retail supplier, and then you can obviously go through, set the different like levers on the actual software. It's very easy to use. You can set the levers and then it will basically spit you out products. So for example, I never recommend Walmart, right? Well, let me use a different example that's better. Let's say hypothetically you're going to, let's say Fat Brain Toys. That's a random toy website that's a little bit of an obscure supplier, right? So Fat Brain Toys might have, I don't know, let's say 50,000 products in their catalog. So meaning they have 50,000 products listed on their website, right? So what Source Mogul will do with Fat Brain Toys, for example, and I believe that they have hundreds, if not 1,000 plus, I'm not sure what the actual number is, but they have a lot of websites that you can sort through on their catalog. But what Source Mogul will then do is it will take, all of the products on Fat Brain Toys website, which is 50,000, compare them and find those products on Amazon if they're on Amazon. So maybe, 20,000 of those 50,000 have actual Amazon listings. So it's finding that. And then it drops it down to 20,000 products that you can sort through. And then based on the settings that you set, okay, you're looking for 10% or maybe 15% ROI. The return has to be at least $7 and it has to be under a certain rank so that you know it's selling a certain amount per month, right? You can set all those levers. But basically what this does is, okay, it took the 50,000 originally, found 20,000 of those on Amazon. And then when you set it, let's say to 15% ROI, with $7 profit margin for anything that's under 200,000 bestseller ranks so that you know it's selling, I don't know, a certain amount of number a month, it found 100 of those products. So now you went from 50,000, which if you had to go through and sort through that website manually and check every single product would take you months, literally months, if not longer, right? Because that's 50,000 products you have to check everything like that with. Where Source Mogul just cut that 50,000 down to 100, and now you only have to check 100, and you could do that in a night very easily, right? And then maybe of that 100 that fit that criteria, some of them you can sell, some of them you can't sell, some of them don't check out, but maybe you take that 100 down to like 6 good products that you found, and now you have 6 great products that Source Mogul found you that might sell over and over and over again in a month and profit you, $6 or $7 every single sale, right? And so that's kind of the nuance of how Source Mogul works. Obviously, you can use this. There's hundreds of websites on Source Mogul that you can use. This is a must. It's a no-brainer. The entire strategy of finding products is built using this software primarily, okay? So get this. It's $90 a month, and if you go through my link, you can try it for free. So obviously all these links will be posted either above this or below. I'll try to post them above this video, but this is a must. Get this, and you can try it for free. I've been subscribed to Source Mogul. I have a relationship with them. I've been on calls with their owner, calls with their team. I talk to them constantly. They're a great company, and this software is going to make your life so much easier and help you find profitable products. Okay. This software isn't just going to help you find like 5 profitable products like we talked about, or 6, I think I said. It's going to help you find hundreds. Okay. Which then you can then obviously build your store off of, and you'll be making thousands every single month, if not getting over to 10,000 profit a month. Okay. So this is a no-brainer, great software. The next thing is SKUGrid. Now, SKUGrid, I don't think is $10 a month. I put 10-ish here. I think SKUGrid is depending on, so what you want to do on SKUGrid, and I'll show you what SKUGrid looks like. So here's an example of a product that I'm using and monitoring on SKUGrid for Fat Brain Toys like we just covered, right? So it's literally monitoring the website on Fat Brain Toys and checking it constantly to make sure that the price goes up, or that the price doesn't go up or it doesn't go down, and also that it remains in stock. If it ever is out of stock, this is what SKUGrid does, then it's going to, and I'm going to show you how to do and set all this up. It's super easy. If it's ever out of stock on Amazon, it's then going to take that out of stock on your, or if it's ever out of stock on your supplier's website, in this case, Fat Brain Toys, it's then going to take it out of stock on Amazon for you. So the software is going to monitor prices if you set it up that way. I don't ever really recommend that. You can if you want, and I'll cover that. But more importantly, what it does is you don't have to constantly monitor the stock levels on all the websites, because as you scale, you're going to have hundreds of products, and there's no way that you can constantly be checking URLs every single day to make sure that your products are still in stock. But SKUGrid will do that automatically every single hour, so that not only is it checking to see if your products remain in stock, if they aren't in stock anymore, it's then immediately taking them out of stock on Amazon, so you don't make a sale for a product that your supplier doesn't have. So this is a no-brainer. This software is a complete lifesaver. It's going to save you so much time and so many headaches. And it's basically the automation of your inventory. It will take your inventory out of stock based on the parameters that you set and based on the supplier that you give it. And there's entire tutorials in this course that will show you how to use this and how to set it up. It's simpler than it looks. Okay. So I'm not sure the pricing on SKUGrid. Let's just go to like the main thing, because it's been so long since I've actually checked these. I just pay for them now. I don't even really check because I know it's profitable. But right here, so what you want to do on SKUGrid is there's 2 different ways, I believe, to pay for it. Okay, here it is right here. So you can buy credits, or you can just pay monthly for the amount of items. So I don't buy credits because I think that complicates it. I know other people recommend that you buy credits. What I recommend that you do is you simply pay monthly for the amount of products that you're monitoring. So if you're only, let's say hypothetically right now you have 50 products in your inventory, well then you only need 50, items to monitor, right? And then that would be $15.99. Now, as you scale, you can then upgrade, right? So if you have 150, well, then you can monitor 250 items every single hour, and then it's going to be 30 a month. But the key here is you're paying for it to monitor your products monthly based on the amount of products that you actually have here. And so you're only paying the software more as you're scaling and making more money anyway, because you have more products, right? So this software is a no-brainer. I mean, when you're starting $15 a month, I think right now I'm on, I want to say the $60 one. I don't have 850 items, but I don't have 500 in my store either. But I think I'm on the 60-month one. But regardless, I don't even check this because it's so profitable, and it's a no-brainer. It literally monitors all my stock, changes all my stock levels for me, and that way, like I used to do that manually. It was a complete headache, and I would mess it up all the time. I don't recommend that. So SKU no brainer. We'll change this to $15 a month starting out, or I think it was $14.99 or whatever it was. But then as you scale, you can upgrade your plan as you need more. You don't need to worry about upgrading your plan. SKU will literally tell you when you add like your 51st product, like, hey, you need to upgrade. And then you can upgrade then because you'll be making more money and it won't really matter. Now, the last thing that we need to cover is the Jungle Scout Chrome extension. And one thing I want to say about the Source Mogul as well, like you should constantly be paying for SKU Grid every single month without ever stopping, right? You should constantly be paying for Spot and Paste every single month without ever stopping. Those two are cheap. You got a $10 a month thing and a $15 a month thing. Source Mogul, on the other hand, not only can you try it for free in my link, but also it's $90 a month after when you like after your free trial goes through, it's $90 a month. You will make so much more than $90 a month using this software. I promise you that. That said, if you run into like a cash flow issue where you're constantly scaled up and you're spending like 30 grand a month on products with your cost of goods, but you're netting like 40 grand or something like that. So you have, for example, a 25% profit margin, making $10,000 profit a month because you're spending 30 grand, but you're getting $40,000 back. But like, let's say hypothetically, you don't want to scale that much because you're running into cash flow issues where you don't have $30,000 of credit, or you don't have $30,000, or let's even go more beginner, right? Let's say you're spending $5,000 a month and you're making $7,500 a month in sales, right? So then you're making $2,500 profit a month, overall. But maybe you don't have $5,000 to spend on products, or maybe you don't have $5,000 of credit that you can leverage. So you want to slow down and you want to kind of recoup some of the money before you keep scaling and keep getting sales because you don't have the money to spend. Well, then you can always cancel Source Mogul, right? Like you can pay monthly for this and then cancel and then re-sign up and then pay more. Like, so you don't need to constantly be paying 90 a month. You're not being locked into a 90 a month forever type of thing here, right? I don't ever cancel this, but you can if you ever run into an issue where you run into a cash flow issue, or maybe you scale up really, really quickly and you have like 300 products that are all doing well, and like you don't really want to scale much more at the current foreseeable moment. Well, then you can just turn it off and you don't have to source any more products. It's not like you constantly have to pay for this and you constantly have to be finding products. You can go out, find a bunch of products, cancel the subscription, and then kind of learn the ropes as you have like 20 to 50 products or something like that. And that's actually what I recommend anyway. You don't want to scale too fast because trust me, you like when you're starting, you're going to be like, oh my God, I need more sales. I need more products. And you're going to be doing anything to scale. But as you scale, I promise you, it can get out of hand really fast because you could wake up to like 100 orders and be like, holy shit, how do I process all these, right? And not only do you have to process them all, which takes time, you have to spend all the money to buy all the products so that you can recoup that money. So just trust me when I say like you want to use all these things to scale, but you can always shut them down. You can always cancel them. You can always turn them off if you're scaling too fast. Finally, Jungle Scout Chrome extension. So the Chrome extension, okay, not the web app. Now, this is $30 to $50 a month, depending on if you pay yearly or if you're paying monthly. So let me show you what the Jungle Scout Chrome extension looks like. When you're on a listing, this is huge because when you're doing product research, Source Mogul is going to spit you out. And even if you're doing it manually, I'm going to show you how to do it manually as well. But obviously, like I said, Source Mogul is a no-brainer and it's going to help you so much. When Source Mogul is going to spit you out like this product and then the supplier's website so that you can compare them. And then I'll run you through a quick checklist to make sure that the product's profitable, it's something that you want to sell, and a number of other things, right? One of the things in the checklist is using the Jungle Scout Chrome extension right here and simply clicking the button, which will then tell you how many sales this has. So for example, let's say hypothetically Source Mogul spit this product out to us, which it typically wouldn't, but if it does, well, now we know it's not selling anything because Jungle Scout's literally running the data and telling us it's not selling anything. Let's find a product that is selling something. Like, let's try this one. Let's see what Jungle Scout tells us, right? Let it load really fast. All right, click Jungle Scout. All right, so this one's getting 99 daily sales or 98 daily sales. It just changed, and about 3,000 monthly sales. So this is selling very, very well, okay? And that's the key with Jungle Scout. Like, you can literally check any listing for the sales volume. You don't need to actually reverse engineer or kind of, guess with the bestseller rank, because this can be misleading a lot of times based on the category. Also, it can be misleading sometimes because based on like the subcategory, it doesn't always tell you the category. So save yourself time, save yourself headaches for, checking a bunch of things and taking the guesswork out of it, because Jungle Scout will literally tell you, number one. And you don't want to make mistakes with that. And honestly, I lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what number 2 is, but you get the picture. This is a no-brainer. It's going to save you so much time for $30 or $50 a month. Oh, I remember what number 2 was. Number 2 was when you're doing like it, you might think like always, like even with the order processing with like SKU Grid, it's the same overall approach. Like when you're processing one order, it's not really that big of a deal, right? When you're processing multiple orders, it becomes a big deal to save that time. Same thing with this. When you're sorting through hundreds of products, checking them all manually is going to be a nightmare, whereas you can just click the button and literally find out right here on Jungle Scout in a millisecond, right? And you might not think it's that big of a deal when you're comparing, like, okay, I can just check it manually on this versus clicking this on one product when you're checking. But if you're checking hundreds of products or even dozens of products, it's going to save you 20 minutes. It's going to save you hours of your life, if not more, maybe days over the span of a month by simply using this type of software. It's a no-brainer, okay? So this is what it looks like. This is the link that I'm going to. This is an affiliate link, by the way. I've had this software. I've recommended Jungle Scout for the past 5-6 years since I've started selling on Amazon. And well, I've been selling on Amazon for longer than that, but since I started teaching on Amazon. But what you want to do when you click this link, this is where it will take you. You need Jungle Scout. I highly recommend that you get it. Do not play guessing games with your products. That's how you run into issues, okay? So then you want to click the suite plan right here. And then that will take you to the offer page where you can either sign up for the basic, sign up for the suite. You only need the basic, right? And you can pay yearly, which is going to be $350 a month, which is or $350 annually, which ends up being $30 a month, and save some. And that's going to give you access to the browser extension, which I just talked about, right? Or you can click pay monthly, and if you're more comfortable with that and you don't want to just pay for a year, which is $50 a month, and then you get billed monthly and you can cancel whenever you want, right? So it's really up to you on how you want to do that. Either works, either is fine. But again, just to recap, this is the screen that you're going to see when you click the link. Click the suite plan. You only need the suite, the basic one, right? And then you want to go either yearly or monthly and go basic. Depending on if you pay yearly up front, it's going to be $30 and you get a bundle discount. Or you can just go $50 a month. And then if you're not comfortable with it, you can always cancel, but you're going to be comfortable with it. It's a no-brainer. So these 4 are non-negotiables. You need this software stack. It's going to help you scale your business. I guarantee it. Okay. I use all of these myself. I just showed you them all. They're no-brainers. And now we're going to jump into some more lectures where obviously every single lecture or every single software here, I'm going to go in depth and explain how you can use it, how you can set up, and how it's going to save you exorbitant amounts of time and help you make more money in your Amazon dropshipping business.